getting the pregame lineup here. We're getting ready to get underway here in just a little bit.
At guard, number 5, Tylee Rowland. At guard, number 20, Parker Burton. And at forward, number 4, Cameron Worley. The Knights are coached by George Lee and Paul. At guard, number 1, Eric Crane.
Looks like we're going to have the same starting 5 that we've had the last 3 games here this evening.
At guard, number 35, Gunnar Wilson. At center, number 34, Jeremy Hooker. And at forward, number 14, Jackson Knott. The Hawks are coached by Greg and Zach McGuire. Officials for tonight's game are Kevin Bliss, Adam Lott, and Devin Aldridge.
On the way in here tonight, Jerry, I was at a kind of a premonition here. I had my 3 Bs to tonight's game. One thing was we have to be the ones that get off to a good start tonight. The last 2 games, we've really dug ourselves a hole early. The second thing is we got to be careful with the ball. We got to limit the turnovers. And the third thing is we got to be the team that leads in rebounds. If we do the 3 Bs tonight, we're going to get a W.
Oh, I like that.
The 3
That
Bs.
is
Brazier's
good.
3 Bs to victory. And it just hit me on the way in, too. Literally driving in and it hit me.
You're right, though. Those last 2 games, we just completely dug ourselves in a hole.
And we're off to a start.
That's not the start we wanted.
Not.
I think, the last 2 games, the second half, we played our butts off and tried to make comebacks, but it was too much.
You can't spot any teams that can play like the last 2 opponents we've had. You can't dig yourself 12, 15, 16-point holes and then dig out of them. And we valiantly almost did that twice, but playing ahead is such an advantage. Hawks definitely being patient. Jackson scores up a 3, drives it. Good extra pass to
Good
Ruger.
pass.
Crane's going to try up a 3. Book it. Good start for the Hawks.
I don't know if you guys can see on the camera or if you watched Saturday's game, but Gunnar Wilson got knocked in the eye, and it looks pretty rough today.
Me and Coach Lawler, we thought he was bleeding really bad. It was just an absolute hump knot from going to be on the floor here. And he had just an absolute pump knot from the time he hit him. Me and Coach Lawler thought he was actually bleeding the entire time he was running up and down the floor, and he actually just had a little bit of drop of blood was all he had. I mean, but he turned black immediately.
It looks really bad. So.
But he's tough. Of course, he praying for another 3, no good. He absolutely pulled his mask up over the spot where he was cut up a little bit, and it took Brett Oxford and official turnover by the Hawks. Great defense. We're going to have a reach in here. And he pulled his mask up a little bit, and he just flat would not come out of the game until the official, Brett Oxford, noticed it and made him go over to the bench and get straightened up. But he just...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Someone was telling me that when he was out there getting it cleaned up, all he could say was, "What's the score? I need to get back in the game." That just shows how competitive he is.
That's just the kind of kid he is, and if you know him, you know that's him. And he's a good post up by Jeremy. 2, that's a good move. We got to see a little bit more out of him, Gunnar, Case, and Crane been doing a lot of the heavy lifting offensively. Him and Knott really as the underclassmen to throw in a few more, and I think they can do that. Gallatin County definitely a lot of pressure. No good. Rebound by Case. Case from 15. Got it.
Good start by the Hawks.
7-2. There we go. The first B up and going. I'm starting a trend. But it did. I left my house and I was like, I follow SIU's page, and I was Coach Mullins always has 3 things. Mullins coached 3 keys to the game, and it's sponsored by somebody, of course, naturally. And he gives 3 things, and I was like, well, what could I say that would be some of that? It's like, okay, fine. Brazier's 3 Bs to victory, and be aggressive. And so
That's good. I hope they live all those 3Bs out tonight.
Yeah, I know a lot of them are what every coach in every gym everywhere always preaches. You know, you always want to get out to a good lead. And you're dealing with kids. Confidence is just such a big deal. And just to get off to a good start.
And I've been kind of worried about our kids because they came off of 2 really tough losses. Like I said, they kind of crawled their way back into it, but ended up losing both those close games. And that's tough to recover from. It's tough to come back from.
Up and good.
We just weren't back on defense there.
Hawks with a little bit of pressure, and definitely the backside guy, a little bit of confusion on the back end of that press and to the easy 2. Gunner for 3, off, rebound, headed the other way here. Oh, Grayville really wanting to push the tempo. Crane with a good rebound. Both teams are wanting to get the ball out of the net and go. That's kind of been the early theme. Both teams with high tempo early. Oh, and I tell you what, I think just getting a day off yesterday. I know how crazy that sounds. Just getting an actual day off, I think would be huge. You can actually get some game plan, get some drills in, go over some stuff that you didn't do particularly well the weekend. Crane with a drive, a lot of contact, and we got a foul.
It's another foul on Grayville, and we don't have the stat panel tonight, so we probably can't keep up with it. They do have 3 team fouls now.
And I believe that is 2 on number 5 from Grayville, because I think his replacement is headed to the scores table. We'll see. And we got 1 or 2. 8-4 here early on. And Gallatin County, as always, in a man-to-man defense. Offensive rebound.
That was a good play there.
That's one of the keys to the game. Got to take care of the rebounds. Can't be on the rebounds. Crane for 3. Book it. I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't probably remember about him is he won a regional 3-point shoot. And went to sectional.
Yeah,
and
I like when he starts making them. He gets hot.
He's definition. He has great turnover by the Hawks. We're looking to run. Good idea, just a little bit over the top. I've never seen a mass timeout called that way. He actually took his. The referee took his mask off and held it up, and that's a representative mass break. Nicely done. He's raising the bar, raising the bar up big time.
You know, that is Sergeant Locke, who's from the National Guard.
Oh, and that's probably,
He was at our school today talking to our seniors. So.
Oh, great. We had an official during our triple header. We had Saturday our marathon. In the middle of it, we had one time that one of the officials looked up and said, "You know what? I don't think we did a mass break last quarter. Let's do one this quarter, and we're going to take an extra 30 seconds on top of our mass break as we didn't do one." And both coaches kind of chuckled. I mean, definitely just a different world for everybody as far as these officials and stuff. And I tell you what, I think these officials, in my opinion, deserve a shout-out. You want to talk about these players and coaches. These guys are running around this 3 weeks here, crazy. I mean,
oh yeah,
some of them are doing 2 or 3 games a night if the schedule allows it. You know, on Saturdays, I know Rocky Hull did 3 games the other day. Did a morning, an afternoon, and a nightcap. So I mean, that's impressive.
I'm sure they are just as exhausted as these players.
So I mean, that takes a lot in your tank for sure. Yeah, I thought he might have let him get away with a little bit of paddle foot earlier on, and I don't know if that was a makeup but that was the right call. The 2 walks, but they got 1 or 2. It's 50%, not bad in a lot of sports in a lot of cases. So, like
Crane
for 3, no good.
And he got fouled on the shot. I guess I missed that because I was looking at the rebound.
It was on the box out. You got to let your shooter. You got to let your shooter land. It's a big, and that's a big emphasis in the higher levels now. the collegiate and the NBA level, you got to let the guy land. And if you don't, you're going to get fouled for it. As the three-point shot takes over, you just got to let the guy land. And
Up and good.
a lot of the analysis are having different feelings about the rule. They think if the shot's already out of his hand, it didn't affect the shot, and he gets knocked out, it should be an out of bounds.
Right.
Instead of a 3-shot penalty. But I like the call because you need to be conscious of your shooter, because he's very vulnerable when he's stretched out shooting and he has nowhere to go. Guy runs up under him and stuff, and it's definitely something to watch for. Crane gets 2 of 3. And Gallatin County up 13-6 early. And the Hawks are doing a really good job of keeping Grayville out of the paint early tonight. That's definitely something that they struggled with in the last 2 games. And they're going to get Jeremy Brugger on the reach. I'm going to say that. Oh, sorry. My fault. Great anticipation by Pace. We're going the other way. Up and good. And I bragged on Gallatin County's keeping them out of the paint, and they allowed one, but the shot was no good, thankfully for us. Payne picks the ball up right there. Not a real good spot to pick the ball up. Jeremy, nope. They're taking their time here. Really like a Gunner kind of directing traffic.
It looked like Gunner was
just directing traffic. Tell him to get out of the way and let me do my thing. Jackson going to the lane. No good. Going the other way here. That line's a tricky thing sometimes. And a rebound by the Hawks. I always tell my daughter, she's falling over the place. I always say, watch that line. Crane up for 2, no good.
I think that was kind of a rushed possession there. We didn't really set anything up. We just shot the ball.
Yes, definitely. That's what happens. Gunner with the steal. Great steal. Oh, nice nifty behind the back, and got it, and the bucket, and the harm. Wow, what a highlight reel that was.
I know. I wish we could do an instant replay on here. That'd be kind of fun.
That was solid. That's one of those, though, where if you throw that behind your back and throw it off your foot, your coach is definitely going to let you know about it. But
he didn't.
But he didn't, so he didn't.
He did that,
so
and wouldn't have made the shot even.
One of those deals where you put your arm around if you're in huddle, saying you better be glad that went to your left hand and not out of bounds. But Gunner probably get a little bit of a pass on some of that stuff. No good. And Grayville's off the other way here. 3-point shot. It's good. That's a nifty little bucket.
That was. And if you're Grayville fans, we will work on getting those names.
Hayes from 15. Nope.
We're doing our best.
Definitely. Definitely trying. That was a nifty move. Just didn't fall.
That was a good move. It just didn't go for him.
Gallatin County needs to be really patient here. And they weren't on that position. They're going off to the races. Up and good.
Well, I guess I got a little excited there on the score, or...
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I was kind of watching it with you, and I thought you had it, so I'm not sure
well,
either.
not to call her out, but we do have a new person on the scoreboard tonight that is trying her best as well. She kind of got thrown into it last minute, so I don't know if she missed something there, or we will update when we can on that.
Let's just hope we have so many points it doesn't matter. And that's what I'm hoping for. Those 2 won't matter. 3-point shot, no good. An offensive rebound. Case is off to the races here. He's got numbers. He's got to go. Good.
We have 35 seconds to go in the first quarter.
19-10 Hawks.
Well, I had 11 for them. See, I don't know. Either I'm off or she is.
I have no idea. Who are they going to get for the block? And I'm not sure if did they call it on the floor? They got Brugger, and they're going to ball out. That's going to be his second. Oh, they called that. I thought they called that on Jeremy, but the board's showing Gunner. I have to get some clarification on that. Gunner clears the rebound. 15 seconds to go. They need to take care of it here. We're going to one shot, and more likely going to be Gunner. Nope, Crane with a layup.
Take it to the hole, and it was really a good move.
2
It just
seconds.
didn't.
One. Good if it goes. No good. And after one, 19-10, Gallatin County.
We're back, starting the second half. Hawks basketball.
And that was the getting off to the good start that we were talking about.
That was one of your 3 Bs. How about that?
One of the 3 Bs. We're still working on the rebounding and taking care of it, but we're doing a better job taking care of it. We're not turning it over. Case going up for 2. Good take.
Case having a great game tonight so far.
And the Hawks open up a 11-point advantage. I started once to get an update on the girls' game. I'll try to do that here in the mass timeout. I'll try to get us an update. What's going on?
It's good play.
I'm gonna tell you what, Grayville really being aggressive. We've done a good job of keeping them out of the paint. That was one of the few times we haven't. Ace taking it to the hole. Good take.
Great job.
Love it. And if you're
I love it.
And if you're a coach, you love it. He squares the ball up. He looks. He takes his time. Makes a nice, decisive cut. That's how you teach it. What you love. Three, no good. Jeremy with the rebound. Perfect box out. Gunner looking to attack. Crane for 2, no good. Case with a great offensive rebound. Good square up.
Oh.
Gunner trying to tip it back out to nobody.
That was a good attempt by Gunner, too. I was just going to say, watching Case this year, he has improved so much. And some of that might just be confidence, from being a senior this year. But I just feel like he's improved so much from last year.
Yes, and he's even extended his range. He was a 8 to 10 foot shooter when he in the JV ranks, and really extended out to that 17, 18. Turnover by the Hawks, great hustle by Gunner. If you want to know what kind of team morale you have, if your best player is the one diving all over on the floor, that's when you know you got things going right. That's when you know things are doing what you need to be doing. You lead by example. Crane for 3. And Gunner, even though he did save it, he left when he can't leave out of bounds. And he was on the line when he jumped, so therefore that will be come over back to Grayville. I guess I'm just spoiled watching him. I want to see Gunner shoot that ball on that reversal.
I know. I was going to say that same thing.
I want to see Gunner shoot that ball. I'll take my chances with that.
Number 24, that would be Hatcher. 3 3-point shot.
Yeah, help me with these names here. You're my name concierge.
Yes, I'm going to try to do that.
I know. It's a lot easier said than done. And a kickball.
In the game, Tate Duval, I think he came in a little bit earlier, but we did not say that. So that's number 12.
Yeah, just got to let the game come to you a little bit. Coach Utterbeck touched on that during the kickball violation. Don't force that ball in there. Keep rotating it. A good angle will be there. You're just patient. Dr. Blaine needs to watch out down there. Let's see if we can get a good look here on the out-of-bounds play. It's going to be Gunner back in the corner. 3-point shot. Got it.
Great shot, Gunner.
I watched too many Gallatin County games. It's America's play. Me and Coach Laura were talking about the other day. Every school runs a design of that sort, and yet it's open at least once or twice a game. I do not understand it for the life of me. How kids run that up on the floor, they're going to get Tate on the reach, I believe, but stay with me here and I'll.
Yeah.
Yep, they're going to get Tate on the reach. But yeah, and we have a mass timeout. But yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Is that me and Coach Law were talking about in between a game. We might even talk about in the broadcast. Everybody runs a corner set play in high school and college, and yet it's open every time. And you have to know that ball's going to the corner. You run something almost identical to it. It's just one of those things. Your brain just don't process it in time, and you give up a three like that. It's crazy. I'm trying to get an update on the Lady Hawks here, so bear with me. Oh, I'm not going to get one there because I've got to go to the Polk County feed.
Just want to mention that tomorrow night is senior night for our lone girl senior, Haley Gwaltney. And then Friday night will be senior night for the boys and the senior cheerleaders.
Okay.
We've got a busy week.
We do have a busy week.
We've got girls playing Carmi tomorrow, and the boys go to...
Is it Thompsonville?
Thompsonville.
I thought so.
Thursday, the boys travel to Carmi, and the girls travel to Caro. And then Friday, the boys play Crab Orchard, possibly. I can't remember that one.
And then we have a El Laredo Menage a Trois on Saturday. Double dipper there. Oh man, I guess we're not even underway at Polk County yet. By the looks of it, looks like we're still warming up. Either that or it's halftime. I can't tell. So we're definitely get you an update as soon as I can. Wow,
Man,
what a bucket!
That was impressive there. You shot over
two defenders. That was impressive.
That was Hatcher again.
Looks like he's comfortable shooting that 3-point shot. Gunner for three. No good. Good follow by Tate to ball. And nice job of not forcing it there. That was a good job. Crane for two. No good. And we're going back the other way here. Man, I
feel like he just got lucky.
That was a crazy sequence that somehow stayed in their favor there. That reminded me of my scrimmage I watched my daughter play. She literally fumbled it.
We have a girls update. The JV girls played a shortened game of 10 minutes. It ended up Pope 11 and Gallatin 6. The varsity is getting ready to be underway.
I thought I seen zeros, and I was like, well, that can't be right because I know we're supposed to start at 6. So. Up and good. Case is definitely being a lot more aggressive today than he was Saturday. That's good to see for the Hawks. And trying to expand this out. We've been up 8-10 here pretty much the whole way. Wow. He soared on that one. Wow. Give me a name of that gentleman. Wow. What a move.
Same one.
Is that Hatcher?
Yeah.
Hatcher, one-man wrecking crew. I thought he was going to.
I thought he was trying to dunk over our guy.
I thought he was going to tomahawk that. I was going to change his name to Tomahawk instead of Hatcher. That was amazing. That was. I'll tell you, that's impressive. I mean, no man, I don't care who you're playing for. That's impressive. I mean, yeah, the way I perceived that, he was trying to dunk that ball. You don't see that a lot in high school around here.
We got 3 minutes to go. That was a good play.
When we're patient, we get good looks, and that's something that's just hard to. That's really frustrating when you're a coach. When you come down and you take a tough shot, and then when you work the ball around, you get looks like that, and it just makes all the difference. I give a lot of credit to Coach Utterback. Definitely got his guys reset on Sunday, either by a day off or a walk through. Wow.
Good job.
Tate Volt, and he's got his guys really focused on the offensive end here. And he got away with a little bit of a double dribble there, Jared, but Case for 13, no good. Tell you what, Tate's energy's up tonight for sure. Tipped the ball out over to Grayville.
You're not surprised. Tate's energy's always up.
That was a 3-pointer there. And we're cut to 7. And I know you're eagerly going to try to get me a name of that.
20 is Burton.
Burton.
Burton for 3.
Burton for 3. And just like that, it's a 7-point game. He can't put this ball on the ground. He instinctively knows that.
Good move by Case. It just did not go this time.
A little bit too hard off the glass. $20 for 3. No good. Look for Gallatin to try to get a good possession here. Get a good basket, get a good look here. And whether it goes in or not, that's out of your control sometimes. But
and we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. I have not changed that on the screen, so it is the second quarter.
Gunner taking his time here. Pace from 17. No good. Gunner with the follow. Good pump fake. Bucket. That's a kid that's been playing varsity ball for 3.5 years and just understanding that if I go straight up, I'm gonna get it slapped off the backboard. I'm gonna take my time, pump fake, get in the position where I can score it. Great job, Gunner. Oh,
got a little intense there for a minute, didn't it?
It sort of looked like there might have been an elbow thrown. I'm not trying to speculate, but it's what I seen. Definitely an elbow was shoved forward.
So they ended up calling a foul on Tate Duvall, which was his second foul. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's all you can leave it at. Sometimes it's like on Bruce Almighty. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So
45 seconds left.
Hatcher looking to take this game over. Definitely need to know where he's at. Crane.
Pick there by Crane.
That's going to be Crane's. I'm going to say first because the board ain't updated yet. Team 6 foul, but I think that's Crane's first. And Coach Utterback not particularly thrilled with that call.
And now we will be in the bonus.
And now spin it.
Is that on Case Reister?
That is, I believe. I believe that's his first as well. I don't know. Somebody has to have a couple. Yeah, it is his first. And first one up and no good. The old saying, the ball doesn't lie, kind of comes into play every now and then. Hawks looking for a look here, 10 seconds to go. Gunner for 3. Bang. Book it. Great defense by Gunner. And what a way to end a half. Good if it goes.
Dang.
From this angle, that looked closer than that.
It did. All right, at the half.
We got 35-23. We'll be back in a few.
And I think we're going to get a performance by the Gallatin County cheerleaders.
Very good. Great job as always, ladies. Great job. And we're back. Second half getting ready to start here. Going to be Grayville's ball coming out, it looks like. And we need to get off to a really good start here and get this out of the danger zone.
He is taking over.
That hat can be really sore. He gets up high. He's got a very good vertical.
What'd you call him? Tomahawk? We can
Yeah, I
call
was
him
going to
Tomahawk.
nickname him Tomahawk.
I like it.
But he was, I mean, I thought he was going to dunk that ball.
I think he would appreciate that nickname.
Yeah,
What do
he
you
would.
think?
Oh, if I could jump like that, I would appreciate
I
that
know.
nickname. I mean, he just, like, I didn't see that coming. It's like, wow, that escalated quickly. I mean,
I think he's a little bit injured from that last
Yep,
play
I believe
there.
so too. Okay, so the pump fake.
That was a good try.
That was a good move. And here comes Grayville going the other way. We can't reach. We got to get back. 3-point shot. No good. Great box out by Jeremy Brewer. That's what it takes. Gallatin County needs to be patient and get good looks. That was a good block by our guy. Crane for 3. Got it.
He is just feeling it
I
tonight.
tell you what, he's got the no-fly zone going down there. No good here. Gallatin County looking to go the other way here, up 15, really trying to put this one away. And Crane, that's very instinctively. That's what I want to see out of him as a point guard this last week and a half, is just take care of it, don't force it. Just take care of it. Good pocket pass, Case for 13, no good. That's a good look though. Keep shooting that ball. That's a good shot in the offense. You can't ask for much better than that. Good fake, up and no good. Gallatin County making it really tough. Gunner's giving up some size on him, doing a really good job of keeping him out of the paint.
Yeah, that is one thing we're lacking is size, but I feel like our guys still just always seem to do a really good job.
Yeah, you know, you gotta. And we're going the other way here. No good on the way up. And we got a jump ball. It's going to be. Grayville ball. Their coach actually thought that was a reach in when it happened. He turned his back. The angry and his player told him that it was indeed a jump ball. That's something you don't see every day. He's definitely trying to utilize his size. No good. Our Gunners is doing a really good job making life tough on him. Tell you what, that's really good. Just being mature by Jeremy there. He could have forced a 30-footer, but no, he wants to stay in the offense and get a great look. That's a good sign. He's really done some growing up since game one. Really helps. Case thought about it. Crane from about 18, no good. And Gunner, he just got to keep the head out of harm's way. He just seems like we're going to get a reach on somebody here. And it looks like we're going to have a mass break.
He has signaled the mass break. That foul was on Jackson Knott.
It's his first, I believe. And we'll be back here in a minute. And after we had a little bit of a time there, I got to look up, and that is Jackson Knott's second foul, so which is really close to 1.
It is close.
It's really, or if you want to be a glass half empty, it was double the amount of fouls he actually had. So it just depends on what kind of mood you're in on this Monday. I know how I can be on Monday sometimes, so definitely, however you want to interpret that is fine. So,
all right, we've got 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
There's that
left on
3 in the
clock.
corner we always talk about. The same play.
That's right. Same
There
play.
it is. Every time. It just blows my mind. And it don't matter how often you go over it. It's just, I guess it's an unwritten basketball rule that you must give up a 3-pointer on an out-of-bounds play once a game. You just hope it's not when it matters. Turnover? No. Yes, turnover. So Gallatin County actually caught a break there on that jump ball because the rule, my understanding with some official friends that I have, is the rule reads if you jump on the player to get the ball, it is a foul. You must not land on the player. So we definitely caught a break there. So we'll definitely take it. And that stuff.
Number 2, which is Collins. He seems like he is all over the ball.
He is.
I think he's been a part of at least 3 jump balls now.
Crane for 17-foot bucket. He's in the zone tonight. You can tell when he's letting go of the ball, he kind of started to drift backwards like he knew it was in. That's a good sign for the Hawks. And I got to tell you, Collins' haircut just really is a good thing. I really like what he's got going on
like
there.
yours, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's the trend right now, and I want to give him a shout out, because we take a lot of flack over haircuts like that, and that is I like that. That is good looking stuff there.
And in case you don't know, Bryce, he's saying that because his looks similar.
Not as good though. Not as good.
That's true. His does look better.
And my dad tells me every day, he's like, I wish I'd hurry up and get 80 so you cut that. So if my dad's listening, which he always does, it'll be warm soon, Pops, and then you'll get your wish. So.
See, our boys, Mr. Utterback, is a clean-cut guy, and that is one of his rules. You have to have the hair.
That's one of my rules. I coached for 9 years off and on, and that's one of my rules too.
You gotta have your hair out of your eyes.
Yeah,
you can't have it hanging down.
Not to your ears.
No headbands.
Of course, it's gotten lax over the years because when I played basketball, I guess I'll sound like my dad, mom, when I was your age, but when I was these kids' age, if you could get a handful of it, it was too long, and you'd just be told to leave practice and not return until it was cut. We used to have haircut parties because if it wasn't cut before the game, you didn't play. So we'd have haircut parties and buzz cut each other, and there were some unpretty haircuts there, but we got to play. And Gunner being strong with the ball there.
That foul was on number 4 for Grayville.
Looks like Jeremy Brooker's going to check in.
I'll get a quick name for number 4, Worley. That is his first foul.
And, but yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with that rule. I definitely don't. You have to have dedication to play basketball, and that's part of it. You want to look uniformed and look the part. So I'm okay with that. No shot.
That was a good move by Case.
When he advances to 2 more levels of play, when he gets to getting paid for it, that'll count. That bucket will count. But until then, it's just on the floor.
Got some subs in for Grayville.
A little line change here. Looks like Grayville is going to come out in a 2-3 zone here out of this out of bounds, which is pretty common. It's supposed to eliminate that corner 3, which it was able to do. So there you go. Got to be patient, get the ball in the middle. There we go. Right on cue.
Good move.
Case being aggressive. Definitely get back in your offense. Get the ball, move it. 3 for Crane. No good. Grayville coming the other way here. They're down 17. They don't have to think about it. 3 going, no good.
Got 2:36 left to go in the third quarter.
And got kind of want to slow it down now. Grayville went back to man-to-man though, kind of fooled everybody. Good move by Crane. Case taking it. He's being aggressive tonight. Whew, a lot of contact going back the other way. that was a classic case right there where he pump faked himself into being guarded. He was wide open, anticipated somebody was closer than they were. He pump faked himself guarded.
For three.
Followed the shot,
Yeah,
great,
that
no
was
look
good.
pass. Got the bucket and one.
Look at that. That was a great move by Kate.
He's had a dandy ball game
He
tonight.
has. He has.
I think Coach Utterback right there was commending Tate on the excellent pass, but maybe next time instead of the no look, just get him the ball nice and simple will be just fine. I think they kind of exchanged a little giggle there. So definitely not gonna scold the kid for making the extra pass, but sometimes you can just get a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog, and that was one of those cases where just make the pass. Is that Collins there? That's dream of that name. I had so many basketball games. I can't remember half of these people.
Was that number 2?
Yes.
That was.
All right.
Good memory.
All right. Well, there was a Rollins at Carrier Mills, and I mean, there's just it all runs together. I wanted to call one of these guys Grant Jackson tonight at some point. It just all run together for me anymore. Gunner. He's been more of the facilitator tonight than the scorer. And I tell you what, that is a really good mark of a good player. Turnover here by Grayville going the other way. He traveled, I believe. Yeah, definitely.
We're going to get a sub, Lane Henson,
Gonna get his
in
first
for
action.
Case Reister.
But
Give Case a little break.
great players let the game come to them, and they don't force, and they'll get their teammates going. And that to me is, besides Gunner's absolutely sharp shooting ability from the three-point line, that's one of the things that intrigues me about Gunner is he will not force up 6 or 7 terrible shots because he hasn't shot the ball. He is just fine passing the ball, making the correct play,
Yep.
and that is absolutely the kind of
Good team player right
You want to
there.
sit your kid down and say, hey, this is what we're trying to get done right here, because there's so much more to this game than putting the ball in the net. And I know that sounds crazy because, well, whoever scores the most points wins, but Gunner has got his footprint all over this game, and he has not scored the ball at an alarming rate, and that's just a sign of a great player. And it's just a lot of things that coaches notice, and
He's going to get a reaching foul on number 24,
they're going to
Tomahawk.
and they're going to and that's a frustration foul there.
Yep.
Gallatin County doing a really good job taking care of things, expanding this out, and just a little bit of frustration there, which does happen.
Got 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Now Jackson Knott checking in for Tate Duval.
Coach just kind of reminded him that sometimes you got to kind of peel him off of the wall a little bit because he wakes up on it because he's such a high energy guy. You just got to, at that age, you got to get him settled back down. Good clear out there. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Gallatin County in control, 42-25, and they're going to look for a good shot here. And that would be a pretty good one. Gunner for 3. No good. I believe they're going to get Lane Henson trying to get position with a shove. And that's who they're going to get. 8 seconds left. I'm kind of going to put a little token pressure on, eat some clock. And 6 seconds left as he crosses the line here. He's going to have to hurry. Good if it goes, and he got it. Wow, what a move.
Well, that is not how the Hawks wanted to end that third quarter, but they still had a good quarter. Just it always stinks when you end the quarter on a shot that should have been stopped.
I don't know if it was just me, but I always wanted to win the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess it's because I wanted to start the quarter on the right foot and I wanted to end the quarter on the right foot. But it's like I was telling Coach McGuire, we had a little talk. It's his first year coaching at the basketball level, and in junior varsity. I said, when you coach, you have to you have to be flatlined, just like someone who's just, passed away. You have to be flatlined. You can't be too high when you're winning. You can't be too low when things aren't going your way. You got to, because your kids feed off of that. If you're overly excited about a game because you really wanted extra, you're going to put extra expectations and nerves on those kids. Same thing as if everything's not going your way, you can't be down in the dumps about it because your kids also, you're kind of a sponge to your kids. They soak in whatever you present them, and that was my thing that I took away from it. I was like, you don't want to talk to me about the X's and O's. You got tons of great coaches out here that can talk to you about the X's and O's. I just wanted to talk to you about what it means to be, how you got to be infectious in a good way, and
right.
that's definitely. And then so you can't let that shot right there define you. Your coach at her back, you just go, okay, hey, we obviously got to clean it up there on that last possession, but we did this, and this correctly, and let's build off of that. So. And hopefully we do in the fourth quarter here. But so far we have done the three Bs very well tonight. But 1 quarter to go. They don't hand out trophies at the end of 3.
That's right.
So, unless you play hockey. So, Gunner cleared it out there. It would not shock me if the Hawks don't stay extremely patient in this fourth and just take what's given to them, chew some clock. If you got a good look, fine. And just take your time and run some offense. Not a real good place to pick that ball up. Now Gunner wanting to reset. That's what I'm talking about here. We've burnt about 35 seconds already here and not got a good look yet, but we're definitely working the ball around. Make them work. They're going to get a little bit antsy here in a minute, and they're going to give you a shot if you'll stay patient. McLeansboro would make a living out of this. They would run 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, and about the time you thought that you were done guarding, they'd backdoor you and get a layup.
Yep.
Kurt Reed was
the ultimate at that.
We nicknamed him, and I know Kurt real well. We used to go Peoria State together. We would, and they got to carry that call that we don't ever see anymore. We used to call him the Czar because he could just. I called him Houdini because it seemed like he always had something in that jacket that he wore.
And it was just so boring to watch those games because for 3 or 4 minutes they just pass it back and forth.
They would lull you to sleep and then catch you napping. No good there. Good rebound by Collins. Uh-oh. I thought he was going to dunk it again. I'll tell you what, he catches the ball down there, you better look out below. He's getting up above the rim. I'm telling you, I've been in part about 7 or 8 basketball games this year, and I'm not seeing anybody get to the rim, at the rim like he does.
Another carry.
See, what happened here is he caught him. I think all the kids have been doing that to a certain extent tonight. He caught him once, and now he's going to have to make a very collective effort to make sure he's not doing that because the referee's now got his eyes on that. That's a point of emphasis now. So he definitely just needs to clean that up, and it's part of it. It's like, right, if you'll watch here, I guarantee there's a carry here for 3. No good.
Part of your
that's one of my Bs. We got a B, better rebounding team tonight, and we have been. There's stretches. We as coaches demand perfection, but it's kind of like ask for a hog. Great move. Ask for a hog and settle for a ham type thing. You're gonna get stretches where you're not exactly sharing the ball. And don't look now, but we got an 11-point ball game. Definitely skimming that down to the danger zone. Anything under 10, in my opinion, is the danger zone in high school. Good cut by Jackson.
That was just a good play.
That was one of those situations he pump faked himself into trouble. Kids do that. Basketball goes in cycles. We used to have nobody pump fake. Nobody my age used to pump fake, and you get blocked off the backboard and everything. And now it's the new thing, the head bob. It's the new thing. Everybody wants to pump fake every time now. Jackson makes the first one. I tell you who he reminds me of from the girls' side, and I'll mention. I don't mean anything. I don't mean it in a negative way or anything at all. But his confidence this year from last year reminds me a lot of Sydney. I told Coach Lawler when we were talking between games that his confidence is just, it grows by leaps and bounds every game like hers does. He's such a great kid, but he's such an anxious kid. I know that from coaching him for a couple of years. And he's got ability, great ability, and he just got to believe in it. He has started to believe. You can definitely tell that he's confident. Oh, that's got it. Yeah, there we go.
It was all just kind of a big trip up there, but they ended up getting Grayville's number 4 for a foul.
And that is his third.
That was a good hustle by Garrett Crane.
Yes. This team plays hard. They're fun to watch. I mean, even when the shots aren't falling like they have the last couple of games, things haven't necessarily went our way. But they're fun to watch. You can tune in and watch them, and they give you a fun brand of basketball to watch because they work so hard.
Yeah, and like we said at Curry Mills, we're down 19, and there was
Great move by Gunner.
There was not even a sign of them giving up. Not even a hesitant.
Oh my goodness! I think Colin just threw in an alley-oop 45-footer. My goodness!
I don't even know if I had the camera on it because it was so fast.
My goodness, folks! I think she did have it at half court because that's where he shot the ball. So I'll run you through that real quick. Hatcher was going for an alley-oop, and Collins threw that ball up. And when he did, and he
loves it. I wish I could.
And
I wish I got that.
He just shot the bow and arrow into the crowd, and that's fine, young man. Shoot the bow and arrow. So what happened exactly was he was trying to throw Hatcher an alley-oop, and he threw it a line drive. I mean, a missile, and it went straight into the net. I mean, nothing but it hit the back of the rim and went straight in. I mean, I don't know. That was an
odd play. I hope they got to see it at home. I don't know that I turned it fast
I don't think
enough.
there was no way you could have. I mean, because that was just a bullet. I mean, it was literally just a line drive pass trying to get the ball to the lane, and he just threw it in. And then they called a timeout, and he shot the bow and arrow like they do in college and the NBA when they hit a three. And you know what? Have some fun with it.
Yeah,
that's what everybody gets.
Fun.
Everybody gets so mad about stuff like that.
Oh,
I tell you what, just have fun. I mean, Dane Hish's group, they kind of introduced the three goggles. They would hit a three, and they'd shoot and Cody Lane and El Laredo used to stick up three after he hit one. When I was played against them, it wasn't my favorite thing. But when I grew older, I was like, you know what, have fun. We do forget sometimes. These are
when you're in the game, I'm sure it's not
14 to 18-year-old kids. Yes. I mean, let them have fun.
They're just having a good time.
I mean, they weren't being derogatory towards anybody. I just have fun. I just kind of like, come on, Karen, that kind of thing.
So I don't even remember what happened here.
Well, we got a foul on this end is all I know. I don't know if anybody knows what really happened. He threw that in, and really the game just kind of froze. Like, everybody was looking at everybody. And really the referees didn't even know what happened. They were all looking at each other, and, of course, Collins has got his hands up for the three because he hit a three, and they awarded it to him, rightfully so. It was an odd – you will watch a lifetime of basketball and not see that but a couple of times. That was absolutely wild. That's one of the wildest things.
That was pretty wild.
I mean, I've seen kids make, have a full court shot before, but he was not any attempt to make that shot. Good move.
That was a great move.
And
they're trying to hang in.
They just keep pilfering around that danger zone that I keep referring to. And good news for Gallatin County is they've got a half of this quarter chewed up. They just got to keep being patient and keep. That's a great senior there. He knows he's got to make that kid come out and guard him. Great pump. Wow, what a move. And he got tripped up. The good ones, Jared, the ones on this board, the Wargles and the Ramseys and the Mitchells and the Galts and all of those type of guys, the Odoms, they had the ability to slow this game down. And Gunner has that ability. He slowed it down, got to his pace, pump fake, first one up, and the shooters roll.
Nice.
And they slow this game down and get it right where they're comfortable. And he just absolutely played that gentleman right there until he got the shot he wanted. And that's just exactly what good players do. It was great. That was fun to watch.
That foul there was on number 20, which is his
third
foul. That's Burton.
Ace for the rebound. That's a big. We had a little bit of a two-car pile up under the goal, but both of them are okay, so that's good. Now the pressure's going to get cranked up here. There's no questioning that. But we just got to stay patient, take care of it. Got lucky there that it's still our ball, but obviously, and that's a good timeout by coach there. That's something you got to talk to your guys about, and we go over it almost every game, but they haven't had a lot of time to work on that as the years went on, about taking care of it late and situational stuff, and that's just stuff they're not getting to work on. You can't let somebody getting up in your grill, you can't let that get you playing faster. You still have to be the same level of intensity the whole game. You have to be just really even keel. It's so tough when somebody's pressuring you and wanting you to go faster, but it's something you got to do. But I tell you what, that's third or fourth wildest thing I've ever seen. I guess the only memory that trumps that one was, or a couple one, but this one always hits my mind. Were you at the EHT the time when there was a gentleman from Fairfield who had a car accident earlier in the year?
Yes, I worked there.
Okay.
During that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they put him in, and he striped a 3 in front of a gym full of people, and the whole place. It was like
the whole place erupted, and I'm pretty sure everybody cried too.
Yes, I was one of those too.
Yeah, I was too.
Because
that was awesome.
He hit that 3, and all of his teammates were surrounding him, and then they called the timeout, and he was all business, you know. He didn't want all the hoopla, and they were giving it to him, and I'll never forget. There wasn't a dry eye.
Yeah,
probably 5,000 people in there, and wasn't a dry eye in the place.
I don't think we said, but he lost part of his leg.
Yeah,
so
he did. Yes,
he had been working,
and he was a good athlete.
Yes, he was.
And
that was his first game back in after his accident, and he coach put him in, and he just drained that 3. It was awesome.
I tell you what, if that doesn't get like chills through your body, you're not alive. I mean, I mean that moment will never. I'll never forget that moment as long. I was so glad I was there for that. That was such a moment, and that was just a cool story. And the bucket from Tomahawk. Tell you what, I really.
Wrong person.
He can definitely play ball. He can. Very good ball player. This is a very scrappy Grayville team. You know, we talk about Gallatin County's resiliency. There's 3 or 4 times they've been down 17 or 18. They could have just mailed it in. And I tell you what, they're playing hard to the end.
Yeah, and like you said, we're almost getting into that danger zone.
Yeah, I don't like to get under 10 points, and he hits this, so he's going to be right at 10. So
10-point game.
Anything can happen, you know, because if we watched the other night, we had several 1-on-1s where we fouled our opponent, and they gave us the ball back with opportunities. And you know, we're not allergic to doing that either. That was really good defense, and I don't mind that foul by him.
He's putting the pressure on.
He's playing hard. I like that.
And we're at 1-on-1, just like you said.
Gunner for a 1-and-1 here. I can't really see that well, but that looks like 9 team fouls. It is. So the next one will be a double bonus.
Tate Duvall back in the game for Jackson Knott.
Jackson Knott has had a really good game. I know he hasn't scored the ball a whole lot, but
he does.
The ball finds him. You don't ever have to worry about him being out of position on defense.
Right.
And it's the stuff that
great
rebound by Tate. That's the kind of plus energy he can bring. If he's focused on what he's doing, that's the plus energy he can bring. Okay, so he got in for a travel. Kind of going back to the contagious thing. Tate was a little bit sporadic there, and that's pretty nice being saying little. He was very sporadic, and he took a ill-advised shot, and then Case, what's he do? He gets the ball, takes off before he dribbles. It's contagious.
Right.
Fast play and just ill-advised is contagious. But I tell you what I do see that's contagious about this group is that they play for one another, and they're a really positive group. You won't see these guys pointing fingers at one another. You won't see them bickering on the court.
You know what else I really like about them is that you don't see them getting mad at the refs.
Yeah,
you don't see them with a bad attitude.
And that's kind of our culture here. We any coaching staff I've ever been part of, we don't tolerate that. I don't care how aggravated you are.
I appreciate that for sure.
I don't care who you're aggravated at. I always told my kids, you talk to me and I talk to the officials. You don't say anything besides yes or no, sir.
Right.
And
That's exactly
we
right.
even taught our kids to say thank you, sir, when they handed the ball in bounds, because that's just the kind of culture. You're teaching your young men to be grown men, and that's part of it, you know.
Just something to keep an eye on. That is 3 fouls on Gunner.
Oh, wow. Seems like he always has 3 or 4. Just how hard he
Yeah.
plays, and he's always guarding the best player.
Right.
That comes with territory. Time to shoot some threes. He takes one. No good. Grayville taking the boards. Great pass and great up and under. All of a sudden, we have a 9-point game with 2 to go. 2.5 to go. Kind of got to take care of it. They're going to get him for a double dribble.
They're playing some tough defense. I mean,
the reach in was there, but they didn't call that, and then the double dribble occurred. But it definitely got to take care of it there. And Coach Etterbeck was probably asking where you going anyway, you know. So, big possession for.
they got an offensive foul on number 40.
Is that going to be his 5th?
It looks like he's coming out of the game.
No, it's a player control foul. I'm going to be shooting. I don't think so. No, not shooting.
So.
That's his 3rd, but he was coming out anyway, I guess. I guess he knew he was coming out before that.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was his 5th the way he was
acted
acting.
like he was.
Gonna get.
Did not mean to gasp on camera there, but they.
That was a hard contact.
It was.
Play. And we're in the double bonus here. I tell you what, the camera. They always claim that for people like me, it adds 10 to 20 pounds, but for Gunner, on camera, you don't get a feel for how bulked up he is. I mean, he is kind of like a muscle hamster. He's not all that tall, but he is stocky. And I'll tell you what, I would not want to stand in front of him and let him run over the top of me. Which, I mean, I'm 32, so I wouldn't be able to get out of bed for 3 days. But these kids do a little better than me. But he is, I mean, you look at his arms, he's got a very good build. That's a good rebound, and they're going to get 4 for the foul. Kind of the same boat our opponents have been in the last 2 games, Zara. We take care of the ball, we make our free throws, we get to go home a winner tonight.
I believe that's 5 fouls on number 4.
And if so, that's a big loss.
Yeah. Garrett Crane will be shooting 2 shots.
So I got a story here. I have a lot of people we have a lot of people that listen, believe it or not, because we have a packed house when we have
Right.
games. So we have a lot of people listen. Crane, they'll get on a second.
Well, that was
Wow, what a
another
trade in the
weird
bench
play, but number 2 just.
And we're off. See that? Very.
Hawks need to calm down.
Yeah, they just settle down here. It might be. It would not shock me if we don't see it. Would not shock me if we don't see a timeout here shortly. Would not shock me at all.
Yeah, I think we're getting a little jittery.
Yeah, definitely.
towards the
We
end
can
here.
feel the pressure starting to crank up, and it definitely.
We've got number 43, Nick Mack, in the game.
Nick Mack.
Nick Mack.
That's a fun name.
Isn't it? I always like that name.
And they're going to get him for the reach. So
What's your story?
Martin Duffy came in here, or Martin Duffy texted me, and he wanted me to. I think he wanted me to read it because he sent it to me. And Brandon Newton won't mind. When Brandon Newton was playing, he came into a game without a haircut. Coach Dallas called him down during B team game and told him to stay in the bleachers tonight. He got to the town barber, Jim Noss, and he got a haircut. So he got a haircut during the B game so he could play, because Coach Dallas said, with that hair, you're not playing.
That's
And that's just kind of how it's evolved, and that's kind of the way I remember it too. Not to that, but yes, that is an excellent story.
Well, that's the funny part about this year is, it was, are we playing basketball, are we not? Are we playing basketball or not? So all these kids had grown their hair out basically since, March.
The junior high kids, they get a lot of them get their haircut the same place I do, and they had a slew of them getting a haircut like on that Saturday before that Monday game. Got a board here. Minute 20 to go, up 10. And that's going to be his third or fourth at least. And same thing, like I said, about our opponents. If we take care of it, knock down the double bonus, that's 4 on my buddy. And knock down the free throws here, we get to go home a winner. Hard-fought game for us. First one up and good.
I didn't want to jinx him before he shot that first one. You don't want me to say it, do you?
No, I didn't. I did not.
He's a good free throw shooter. We got to point that out.
Yeah, oh, no, you don't.
You know,
See, look what you did. See, look what you did.
It.
See, I would never do that.
He's going to yell at me tomorrow if he watches this back.
3, no good. Wow, he's attacking it. Tell you what, Collins attacks the rim hard too. I tell you what, they're scrappy.
He plays hard,
They're scrappy.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't do that, and you don't talk about when somebody has a no-hitter.
I know, but I just wanted to mention it so everybody at home knew.
Yeah, so everybody at home could see him miss the second one. We got a 10-point game. If we get down here where we get a foul again, I'll be going to get my duct tape for the two upcoming free throws. No good.
I will not say a word, but Gunnar Wilson's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
There we go.
And number 2, we'll see how many fouls he's got. 4 fouls.
Now, see, let me show you something here. It's really hard pressed in late game when you've been working as hard as Gunnar to make a single free throw. It is a very tough objective to do. I'd be very surprised.
Approach?
It's a very better approach. It's really difficult for the folks at home.
There you go. That's better luck.
See that? And it's almost unheard of to make both. Almost unprecedented thing to do is make both of them.
Out into the game, we have Nathan Sisko. So we have Nick Mack and Nathan Sisko, 2 of our other seniors, and I'm
that is great.
Happy to see them in the game.
That is great.
You know, another thing about Gunnar making this second one is he's got a black eye, and that's probably affecting his vision.
It's probably affecting a lot of things. I tell you what, I wouldn't be wanting to drive through the lane with that eye in that shape, but he's definitely. See, there you go. And he makes both of them. And we got 1:05 to go here, guys, and I'm assuming Grayville's going to start jacking some threes. Right on cue. No good. A little shaken up on the play there. And that's going to be 5. He played a good ball game tonight. Very good ball game.
Okay, let's try this. Garrett is not a good free throw shooter. See if it works. Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's what I needed to do.
See what you do there? It's like the Illini game the other night. I told Sam, I said, they couldn't make 2 free throws in a row if you locked them in the gym the whole night. And they made 2 in a row. Of course, she doesn't. She's like you. She's not overly crazy about all that super great hustle, about that all that superstition stuff like me and Coach are.
Right.
Like I got to sit in the same spot since they've been playing good. And at halftime, I get up and get me a half of a cup of sweet tea. I just like to be particular with things I do.
All right, we've got 20 seconds left. We're trying to get Nathan Sisko the ball, and it just.
I love that.
Good hustle.
The Grayville player went over there and helped him up. I love that. I love good sportsmanship. I really do.
That is awesome, and you hear our bench cheering for him because that was a good hustle.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Up 14 here with 15 to go. 3-point shot, no good. I think they'll let us just take the air out of it from here.
See if we can get it to Nathan or Nick.
Get in there, ball. Oh. That's great.
And as you see there, the Grayville players were kind of shaking his hand and just great sportsmanship. And I think that's something we've talked about so many times on this, but it shows a lot about the coaching and what they're instilling in the kids. And I think both teams tonight had great sportsmanship. The kids did not, they were not disrespectful. And that, to me, is a huge win for both sides.
So, coaches, it's obvious. We all want to win, and we all will do just about anything to win. But you have to understand that coaches also want to see these guys turn into great young men and go out in the world and be really respectful adults. And that's where it starts. You want your kids, I've been a part of programs where we've had to tell our kids, you can't help them up. You can't help them up while you knock them down and the ball's still alive. You have to wait till a dead ball, because we have such good kids. They'll just help another kid up, and they'll be their kid will go and drive and make a layup, and you have that is kind of Gallatin County's culture. We definitely preach that you are going to be respectful and do the right thing, and that's really what parents and everybody should be most proud of. I mean, we all want our kids to be on the 1,000-point board. I mean, I know I'm guilty of that too. But I just want my kids to be really solid adults, and you guys definitely, between the teachers, administration, and the coaches, have the pillars in place to do that.
So I have a good quote. I just read this quote today. It says, "I would rather lose trying to do it right than win knowing we didn't." And that's just what we're talking about.
Yeah,
it is. And I think that our kids played a good game tonight, and coming off 2 tough losses, hopefully built some confidence back in them, and as they travel to Thompsonville tomorrow night.
Yeah, we definitely need it, because we got a gauntlet coming up here, and definitely needed to get started on the right foot. It's kind of like in Major League. You win a game, and then you win another game, and then you win a third game, and it's a winning streak. It has happened before, and that's definitely what, if you're Coach Erbach, you're saying, hey guys, we want a clean sweep this week, but you have to get Monday night to give you a chance. So great job by the guys tonight. So,
all right, thanks.